Doo-doo-doo. What is going on, beautiful people? Thank you so much for tuning in tonight, and welcome to another episode of Waving the Red Flag with your favorite self-aware narcissist, Hammock. Thank you, thank you for that stinger. First thing we're gonna do tonight, y'all, is I'm gonna introduce my lovely co-host slash producer, Miss Jessica Montes.
Hey everyone. Sorry about that. Tonight's topic is is narc rage. So
Good
first
old
time I saw the narc rage.
good old narcissistic, good old or bad old narcissistic rage, y'all. I'm sure everybody in the chat or everybody that is, has dealt with a narcissist or a toxic person has experienced some type of narcissistic rage, not just normal anger. Everybody has anger, y'all. Everybody has anger issues. Narcissistic rage is different. Narcissistic rage is when the pupils dilate and the consciousness leaves the body. I've heard a lot of people, who are experiencing it on the receiving end of it, describe it as like some type of demonic possession, something along those lines, right there. But if you've experienced it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's like no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So, and anything can trigger the rage, y'all. Well, anything can trigger it, but the main culprit of narcissistic rage is shame avoidance. If you make that person feel some type of shame, they're coming to get you. Yeah, the devil. Oh shit, the devil does come out and goes back in. Apparently, a lot of people think the devil lives inside narcissistic people. Anyway, it's just like the devil has like a little condo in a narcissist's mind that he just goes. He just lives in the summertime. The devil got a vacation house with the narcissist. That's what a lot of people think, though, y'all. So, super thanks for y'all for tuning in tonight, y'all. The first thing we're gonna do is we have a story that we got sent in by a lovely guest. Thank you for sending this story in. Where her first time at getting a peek of the narcissist rage, y'all. So stay tuned. It's time for story time with Lee. Now sit back, get comfortable, and listen while I help make sense of your story. Dude. Story time with Lee. So welcome to story time, y'all. Let me pull story time up. So crack my knuckles up. If y'all want to send the story in, y'all, for next week's show, you can send it in to waving the red flag show at gmail.com. And like either myself or Jessica will reach out to you, talk to you about it. And look, if your story doesn't make it onto the show, I'm gonna start doing more videos, separate videos with people's stories too. So just send it in, y'all. Just keep it like, just don't send the book. Don't send the book. Squeeze it in there.
No, it's really hard to tell.
It is. I know it is. But because people tell stories and they forget something to go back and add to it. Like I know I should send this email, but here's 3 more pages.
Yeah.
I know. But everybody's story is unique, y'all. And like anybody who sends their story in, shout out to your bravery. Anybody who doesn't send your story in, shout out to your bravery as well. Because everybody's brave in their own way. Just shout out to y'all regardless. So story time. The first peak at his rage was very early on, y'all. So early on there. So in spaces like this, the red flag, if they show anger early on, y'all, get out early on. Because like I know this person didn't extremely early, but if they get angry early on, this is kind of like a foreshadowing. I know I got some authors and some readers in the chat. This is what we call foreshadowing. This is showing you very early on that, hey, look, I'm like a ticking time bomb, a little ticking narcissistic time bomb, ready to go off. A drive-through worker repeated his order back wrong. He was beyond hateful. Then said she better not spit in his food. My jaw about hit the floor. Word of advice is if they're rude to wait staff and drive-through workers early on, just run and don't look back. And I was going to say that when I was reading this. I was going to say that. I was like, watch how they treat people that, if they treat people badly, that they don't have to treat badly. That's another precursor, y'all. That is another one of these right here. There's another one. Like y'all hear it flapping, like a little red flag. It's got wings, flies. About 4 months in, I found out he was sleeping with his ex 4 months. Yeah, 4 months. So about 4 months. It normally takes about 90 days to get to know somebody for who they really are. So about 4 months in, right around that, kind of around that time period, because he already showed his rage, but still sleeping with his ex 4 months in. He was so mean to me. He said that if I ruined his relationship with her, he would come for me. He said he knew where I lived and I should always keep that in mind. Yikes. It's a threat, y'all. Y'all, it goes without saying. The second time we get back together, oh, okay, get back together. So I'm gonna keep reading. Um, he would scream at me out of nowhere for the simplest, most fixable things. It got to the point where I was extremely on edge and jumpy when he came around, always ready to be screamed at out of nowhere. That's what people commonly refer to as walking or living on eggshells, y'all. You're not just walking on eggshells; you're also living on them, like you're sleeping on them. Your life is, you might as well be a damn chicken because eggs are everywhere, like literally eggshells, literally everywhere in these spaces when you're dealing with toxic narcissistic people, because like they are going to do whatever they feel like they need to do to keep you there and to control you. And fear is a tactic, y'all. Fear is a tactic of toxic narcissistic people to keep you in there, like to keep you in a relationship space, you know. So y'all get it right there. So you know what I mean? That's how it goes. It's just in that space. Fear is a weapon of narcissistic people. Rage is fear. So they get back together. So I'm pretty sure this person right here who's in this story will tell y'all not to get back together the second time. Like this should be one and done. This is like, one and done. Like what is that? My mind went blank. I'm gonna come back to that joke, y'all. Y'all will hear the one and done joke here in a little bit. When I think of it, where we at? One time I got really sick and had just got home from the hospital. He laid into me all day about how fat and lazy I was and how the doctors didn't know what they were talking about. For the rest of the day, his name for me was fat, lazy pillhead. Jesus Christ. Yo, this is crossing over. This is getting me angry. Like fat, lazy pillhead. Like he has some hatred in his heart. If they have like that's akin to a pet name. That's the opposite of a pet name. That's like a that's something you hate name. Like, if you nickname something you hate, like bubblehead or stinky ass or something like that, you know what I mean? It just it it just shows the level of disdain they have for you. So if you stay with it, y'all, this is just me warning y'all. If you stay with it, they think you're okay with this type of vernacular, this type of verbiage to you, and whatnot. Then another 4 or 5 months in, so 4 or 5 months later, whew, he was with another new supply. All I said was that I would tell her what he really was like and save her the heartache. 10 minutes later, I was alarmed by the sounds of someone trying to kick in my door. I knew it was him, and out of fear, someone would call the police and I'd be evicted or suffer property damage I couldn't pay for. I opened the door. Oh, girl, no. No. No, y'all, call the police. Because somebody kicking your door in and stuff like that, that's putting your life literally in danger right there. That's somebody that's super scary, that's super fearful that you're going to ruin their life by telling the truth about them, y'all. They think you're going to ruin their life. They think that you're going to ruin their life by telling the truth about them. So think about that. Like, and she said that she's like, I'm gonna save her. I'm going to save her the heartache and tell her about you. And this man just lost his goddamn mind and went crazy and just, you know what? No, you not. No, you not. I'm gonna tell her first. So he lost his goddamn mind and ran over there and tried to kick her door in. So she opened the door. Oh, dear Lord. See, I stopped. See, y'all. So sometimes Jessica send these to me, and I'll read half of it. I'm like, okay, I got a good grip on it. But now, y'all, I'm reading this for the first time. So y'all, these are this is genuine. This is a genuine reaction right here. I opened the door. He got his hands tightly around my neck and drugged me from room to room by my neck and tossed me around. Then he said he was coming back to throw me off. Y'all see my glasses fogging up. He said he was coming back to throw me off my second story balcony if she dumped him. He hid my phone so I couldn't call for help until he was further down the road. Mm, dear Lord. What's the creepiest part is he would come back a couple of days, weeks, months later, acting like he didn't threaten to unalive me or put his hands on me and everything was fine between us. Y'all, if they put their hands around your neck, they will take your life. That's just yeah. There's a statistic out there that says if they put their hands around your neck, they're 700% more likely to take your life. If somebody puts their hands around your neck, they're 700% more likely to send you to meet God. I know I got a lot of Christian and religious people in the chat. I know y'all like to pray at night. If you keep going back to somebody that puts their hands in your throat, you won't need to pray anymore. You'll be face to face with God talking to him. You won't have to pray anymore. Like I promise you, you won't. Um,
Very scary.
and yeah, take you from room to room by your throat. That's insane. And then coming back like nothing happened. Call the damn police. Call me. I'll come. Like shit. I don't like Lee. I'm in Australia. He just came in, kicked my door in. Like, call somebody. Don't just do this, y'all. But seriously, he would come back. Like he would come back and act like nothing happened between us. After you ended the first time, don't go back. It gets progressively worse each time. Forgive and forget. So yeah. So that last line right there, that forgive and forget line. I'm not like yeah. I'm just. I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing at the story, y'all. I'm just not the forgive and forget type person. That's kind of the crux of having narcissistic personality disorder. I just can't forget. I can't forgive either. I can forgive a little bit. I can give you a little. I can give you a dash of forgiveness, but I'll never trust you the same way again. Don't forgive and forget. Get his ass locked up. If they put your hands in your throat around your throat, get them locked up, like completely. Lock their asses up for real. You know what I mean? And that's goodness gracious. But shout out to her for sending that story and living to tell your story. Damn, girl. Like she survived to tell her story. And I'm appreciate her sending it in, but like survival, call the police. Like, because I'm gonna say this before I switch it over to the because next up Jessica's gonna tell her first narcissistic rage story. But her toxic relationship, she just got out of. But I'll say this: if they put their hands around your throat, they will take your life. But also, y'all, like one of the I talked to so many people over the last few years. One of the main regrets of people that I talk to when I do my one-on-ones over Zoom is that they didn't press charges, and they see the other person online living their best life, being happy with the next person. It's like I regret I didn't press charges. I regret I didn't get that person in trouble because now they get to live their life the way they want to live it without and it's like nothing happened to me. Of course, use discretion and do it safely, but get they asses locked the fuck up. Like seriously, y'all. Because if you don't, I promise you, they're going to keep doing this type of stuff because why wouldn't they? You know what I mean? If he can come in there and hide your phone until hide your phone until he gets down the road, no, his ass, the police would been catching him down the road. Like that's why he came back 4 or 5 months later because he didn't get locked up. But he came back 4 or 5 months later. He didn't get locked up. He thought everything was fine. He's like, oh, I'm not in jail. Shit, cool. Hey, nothing happened, right? You know what I mean? So protect yourself, y'all. And I'll turn this over to Jessica. Thank you for sending it in. Seriously, I thank you for sending it in.
Maybe you can give me some insight on this because I was really confused when this happened. We went to Vegas for his. Oh, oh, you're muted. There we go. I went to Vegas for his birthday, and I'd got us a trip to go to Vegas, and oh, sorry, and he, um, we were on the plane and we were drinking on the plane, and we got pretty drunk because I upgraded our seats and we had free alcohol. So we were just drinking, having fun, and then toward the end of the trip or the plane ride, I was telling him like, I can't wait to get you back to the Airbnb. I'm gonna do this to you and that to you and
Oh,
be sexy and stuff like that. And then so we get to the Airbnb and I passed out because I was wasted. I was really drunk. So I passed out and then I woke up to it was a few hours later. I woke up to him crying like on the sofa in the B&B, like this, like that toddler cry, like that, like a like a really
oh
loud cry.
Jesus.
And I was like, "What's wrong? Like, what happened?" And he was like, "You promised me we were gonna have sex, and you told me you were gonna do all this, and you just." And I was like, "I'm just drunk." And then I was like, "I'm sorry, I was just passed out, and I drank a lot." And he said, "Well, I've been gone for a couple hours and you haven't even noticed. You don't even care. You haven't noticed that I've been gone and you didn't try texting me." And I said, "I was passed out, like I was passed out." And so I said, "I'm sorry." I'm like, "Just come to bed. Just come to bed." And so he came into bed, and then it kind of calmed down. Finally went back to sleep. But anyway, that's what happened. And I was like, it didn't make any sense to me at all. Like how he was so upset. I don't know if you have any insight on that, Lee, but I have like my own theory now that all this happened. I don't know if it's true, but like now that I know what I know, I have my own theory.
So, what's your theory first?
My theory is that he like maybe went out and got a prostitute or went to the strip club or did something like that, and then came back to the room and was like felt shameful for it or something, and then made me feel bad about him doing that.
So
That's my
could
theory. I don't know. I don't know if this is not true necessarily. I just looking back,
so
it just
could
was.
he have went and found a stripper and did all the other stuff while you were going? Yeah, absolutely, he could have done that. But the way my mind goes, I lead in towards him feeling like, because when you were telling the story, and you said, hey, the Airbnb is gonna be we're gonna turn it to the ground. You know what I mean? We're gonna burn it down. We're gonna light it on fire."
Mhm.
In his mind, when that didn't happen, you lied to him. You see
Ah,
what I'm saying? Now you're a liar. Now I'm angry. So while you were sleeping, he probably was fucking furious. I'm just putting. He's probably pacing back and forth while you were sleeping, passed out. He's like, "You lying? Oh goddamn!" Now I'm like, you don't get. He might have been like, this is crazy thing about it. He might have been yelling and screaming at you while you were asleep or passed out. And he's like, "You don't give a fuck about me, do you? I'm gonna leave right now." And then he leaves and comes back. You still pass out. You didn't even fucking know I was going. You don't care about me. That's kind of like when you cross that threshold, he is absolutely probably looking at you like you're a liar to him. Yeah.
hmm. So
Now
yeah,
you're a liar. And
interesting.
you see how narcissistic people they value narcissists, it's gonna sound weird. They value loyalty above a lot of different things. They might be disloyal to you, but they value loyalty to themselves. So if you they have it's like you're disloyal to me, you're evil. It's like you I can never forgive you for that. So you lied in that position right there, you lied to him. So now he's treating you like a liar. It's kind of the same thing as when they're love bombing you. And it's kind of like from going from love bombing to devaluation because
Huh.
they look at you like a liar now. Like you flawed. How dare you lie to me? You
I was
you
just waiting.
promised me.
But you know what it made me feel after doing that? I made me feel like I can't drink now that much on the rest of the trip. We're in Vegas, and I was like afraid now to drink
Oh
too.
yeah.
So I
Why
didn't.
wouldn't you be?
Yeah, so I was like I was drinking a little bit, but I was being very cautious, like afraid now to actually have fun and drink and so that's
Yeah.
my first time I saw that I was like in shock because he's usually really calm and so yeah, that shocked me. So that was my story for my first narc rage. So
So thanks. Shout out to Jessica for telling her story and whatnot, y'all. That is so y'all hear the story and whatnot. So he looked at you like you were a liar, a manipulator, just a horrible person. And that could have triggered some type of abandonment issues that he had in the past where people lied to him. You see what I'm saying?
mhm.
And people lied to him and promised him something like, hey little man, gonna get you GI Joe, he's your GI Joe for Christmas, and he doesn't get GI Joe for Christmas, so he's sitting there. He's like he's so furious at the Christmas tree that he's angry as hell and stuff like that. So
Huh,
it's just in that space. So he could have triggered some type of dormant childhood memory that just makes him turns him into a fury monster. You
interesting.
know,
It just didn't seem like that big of a deal to me. It was like,
yeah.
well,
To you, because you just passed out. You're a human being.
like come in and let's
Yeah,
sorry.
you're a human being,
Mhm.
but some people like I actually talked to somebody a couple of days ago. Some people when you passed out, you promise them something, they take it anyway. So
Mm.
you wake up and they on top of you like, what are you doing? Like, you promised this to me. You went to sleep, no, and they just some people lose their damn minds. So just I'll leave it at that. Some people lose their damn minds and just go crazy in that situation, just based on that. Just like you lied to me, so I had to get what you promised me.
Mm.
So be very weary in that situation. So,
All right. So
uh,
our next one is Tina. She's going to be our guest tonight. But we're going to have Lee go ahead and tell us a little bit about her story, and then she's going to come in and tell her about her first narc rage story.
so yeah, we're about to have our first guest over on my YouTube channel. If y'all are listening to this on TikTok and Instagram, we're answering questions. The software won't let us put the questions on the screen from TikTok and Instagram. So shoot over to the YouTube channel. Link is in the bio, or you can just go to YouTube and search mental illness. And same name over here is over there. So thanks, y'all. So Tina, shout out to Tina for coming on, telling her story, being super brave. Appreciate that, y'all. So Tina says, I met a man out with cousins 2 years ago to realize we are both bus drivers, but different stations. Well, for a year, he pursued me. Then I finally this don't seem like a red flag, but we're going to talk about this later. She said, for a year, he pursued me. Then I finally gave in after a few years off from meeting a prior narcissist. Fast forward, I took him to my hometown the first time. The first 2 days were great. The night prior to leaving, December 2022, was the first rage because he made jokes about me. And I returned jokes back, which made him sensitive. Oh, yeah, they cannot take what they dish out. Yeah, they cannot, like, if you they can dish it but not take it. And narcissistic people hate being the butt of the joke. When they start the joke train, like, seriously, narcissistic people hate being the butt of jokes when they start the jokes. So for 2 weeks, I ignored him. Now it's New Year's Day. He asked me to meet him out, and he was sorry. I stated I would come out as a friend. I get there, and he talks about how much he loved me. Well, while sitting at the bar, my ex-narc from 2 years prior walks in. Girl, what bar? The new narc. the, new, the new narc said, I'm going to get him for you. Oh, no. I'm like, no, thanks. He still did it. So I proceeded. So they were there fighting. She gonna come in and tell us a story. They throwing hands. They boxing. No, tell me what you did to this man. Get them over there boxing at the bar. What? Oh, Jesus. Um. So I proceeded to leave both narcissists and walk away. The new narcissist follows me with a narcissist rage again, screaming, "You almost got me jumped. Oh, you about to get banged out. Stop trying to fight." I said, "Newsflash, buddy. You started it." After 3 days, he shows up at my house again, apologizing, talk about he mixed his pain meds with beer. How you do that? Like, do you pop him in? It's kind of like, did he roofie himself? Like, that sounds weird as hell. He chased his Advil with some Hennessy. That's weird. So I waved the red flag again. So I waved the red flag again. Then there's the finale. I took him to my family reunion in July 2023. So July 14th, my birthday, y'all. I guess he wasn't getting any attention or enough. So after leaving the reunion, outing at the club, and arriving back to the hotel, he stares at a woman, says she's gonna kidnap me. I said, okay, well, you're safe in my town. The last rage came again. So I called my cousin and asked, are there cameras at his club? Listen, after watching the cameras, no one was talking to him. He was in the corner smoking a cigarette. I realized that if he doesn't serve them, nothing matters. So I blocked and started my healing process. But the sad part, he leaves voice messages every day. Is he like saying into your voicemail? Please call, or I need your help, or I really love you and I want to marry you. Oh, dear Lord. No, hell no. Hell no. No to none. No to all. She need to change her voice messages to like no to all. Nope, over it. And he's 58 years old, and it just gets worse every time. I went back with narc rage. So the roller coaster ride. And that's the end right there. So
All right.
shout out
Well,
to Tina for coming in.
let's bring in Tina.
Hi.
Hi, Tina.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
That
Thanks
was
for coming in,
awful.
Tina.
How are you doing?
Thank you. That was awful.
It was awful to listen to or awful to live through?
Both.
You said both?
Yes.
So where are we at right now with everything? So is he still calling every day?
He leaves me voice messages every day. And it's funny because every time you post a video, it's exactly the same itinerary, basically. I need your help. That
With
one
what?
comes up. I don't know because I'm not responding. I don't have the answer. But
Oh
I
Jesus.
want I do want to add though, so prior to the last time, and I just lost a family member literally that day.
Hmm.
And he came over and he said, I just wanted to see if you were okay. And then it went from that to, what did he say to me? Oh, you really just don't love me, do you? I
Oh
said,
Lord.
I just got to get ready for a funeral and everything. I was actually leaving 2 hours to get on a flight prior to that. And his thing was, well, if you don't want me, 10 other women. So when I said, well, I'm going to be cleaning up, well, take your tail on over there and be with the other 10 women. And he said, a possibility. And when I said that, the rage just went on and on, that I just knew it. I couldn't be your friend and I couldn't help you because I didn't understand it initially till I watched the videos after the fact. But the temper tantrum one from the reunion, I went to my car to get my bags from the night before to leave. And he kept pacing through we actually were in the Airbnb. He kept pacing back and forth. Well, I'll find my own way home. I'll call the Greyhound. If you never want to talk to me. And it was really like a child in the room. And I just stayed on the couch the entire time. Like I didn't understand because once it gets started, and I learned through the videos to stay quiet and calm, the worse it got down for nothing. But he ended up getting in the car with me to come back um, from the reunion. And he had the nerve to say, I had a really good time.
Yeah, he had a really good time.
Yes.
So give you a heads up, but you see the pattern that's been established right there. Every time he tries to say something about somebody else wanting him and you don't react, he gets angry because you're not giving him the reaction that he wants. You know what I'm saying? Every time he brings that up, it's like, oh yo, I went to the club and all the baddies was on me. And I just like, look, no, look, leave me alone. Look, I got a girl waiting on me. And you didn't react to that. You didn't, it sounded like you didn't care. And that made him angry. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
wow.
That made him furious. It's just like, look, I got a bad look, y'all. And look, y'all, thank y'all for the attention. Y'all beautiful and whatnot. But I got my queen at the house. I can't do her wrong. You know what I mean? So just chill. You didn't give him the reaction that he wanted. You didn't say, you guys stop talking to him. You just talking about me. You see what I'm saying? You didn't give him the reaction or the energy that he was actually looking for. So yeah, it brought about some anger in that situation right there. It brought about a lot of anger and fury. Um yeah, it brought about a lot of anger and fury in that situation right there. So you didn't give him that he wanted that reaction. You know, he wanted it. And you didn't give it to him. So that's why he kept getting mad every time he tried to say somebody else was looking at him
He does
or
that.
somebody else wanted him.
He does
And
that a lot.
yeah, so just even in that space right there, that would make sense to why he kept getting so angry every time you brought something up or you said, hey, you didn't react, you didn't just go crazy every time he said another woman. He said another woman was peeking at him or watching him or something like that. So it would make sense in that space how that how that happened, how that went on.
But even at the bar, when he said, I'm gonna go get him, I'm gonna go get him. I said, why? He don't bother me, I don't bother him. And so the the other the other narc was sitting up here, he's talking, he's leaning over the chair as though we're best friends. And the
Oh,
old narc is saying, I narc would correct him. So I felt uncomfortable. And as I was leaving, like that was the worst narc rage because he was yelling so bad and spit was flying out of his mouth. And I said, I didn't understand. You went to get him. And he kept saying, he told one narc to another narc saying, leave me alone. And then I get outside. He's like, you're going to get me jumped. And I'm like, I didn't bother nobody. So that was straight the worst ever.
yeah. Because right in that situation right there, it's compare and contrast. Like he's going against one of your exes, and he's kind of like he wants to beat on his chest in this situation. But it seemed like was he outnumbered? Was he going to get jumped?
No, it was just another. And he's like a big guy, and the other guy is like 5'5". and the 58-year-old is like 6'2", but he's chunky. But the other one is more healthy looking.
Oh.
Trying to keep my words clean. But no, it was just him.
No. So I mean, you 5'5" and stocky, that's, you know, like a little bowling ball. That's scary. You know, to some people, if you tall and lanky and out of shape, yeah, you see a little mound of muscle they'll mess with your head right there. So yeah. He probably didn't want to fight, but he wanted to beat on his chest in front of you, just being realistic in that situation. He probably just wanted to just like try to impress you and just be like, you know what? I got it. You know what I mean? I got it. And, you know, and you didn't give him the react. You left. You didn't start there and defend his honor, which is, you know, you didn't start there and defend his honor, which is weird. But you know, he ended up leaving.
Yeah.
So,
but
that
the catch
sucks
was, catch was, and I thought was weird. Is halfway home, he sends me a text and he says, "I miss you already."
Oh Jesus! But you see the up and down, how that messes with your head.
It does.
You know, that type of stuff. You know, it will absolutely mess with your head. I'm just boop, boop, boop. Yeah. So it'll mess. So
how many days are you no contact with
Say it one more time.
How many days are you no contact?
I am a week out so far.
Okay. Oh, we keep losing connection.
So we work at the same job. So basically, yeah. So when I see him, like if our buses cross or something, I just act like I've just never seen him a day in my life. And I think that's why I'm getting a lot of the voicemails.
Yeah. If you act like you don't know him, yeah, you gonna get some residual anger. This being realistic.
I'm getting it.
Yeah, their residual anger will pop up and tune in and stuff like that. So you'll get it, and they just, especially if you work together. That's why it's just like, oof, they're working together situation will absolutely mess with you. That's one of those things that it'll keep going and just keep messing with your head. Like, because y'all work together, he's gonna keep messing with you. That's just that in the end that benefits him. She needs to block him. If she block him, she gotta work with him. He's just like, oh, I noticed you blocked me. Hey, boo. My message just turned green last night, and I just, you know, I go put it into Google and said you blocked me, you know, undelivered. What do you do then? Now you probably can get him fired, but like if you get him fired for messing with you at work, then he only has free time to pop up on you. Then, you know. So I would just say be uniquely careful in those situations, because they can get dangerous. They really, really can.
Well, thanks, Tina, for coming in and sharing your story.
Thank you.
And yeah, have a good night. Appreciate it.
You too.
Yeah, shout out to Tina. Thank you so much for tuning in, y'all.
All right, so let's see. Next on the list, we've got some voicemails. You ready for some voicemails?
It's about voicemail time, yeah. So yeah, if y'all follow on TikTok, shoot over to YouTube. There's a link in my bio where you can shoot over to YouTube. We're about to play the voicemails and whatnot. So we do voicemail time where we break down caller voicemails. The voicemail number's on the screen, so y'all can call in. The voicemail and the email are on the screen, so you can call in, get the voicemail numbers, and, you know, get a quick breakdown or whatnot. Leave a brief voicemail. I've had some college dissertations in my voicemails. But just like I said, so tune into YouTube. It's at Mental Illness. We're about to get that started right now. Thanks.
All right. So we got some interesting questions. They're kind of all over the place. So it's kind of interesting. Here's the first one.
But you asking me about what porn?
That's not it. Sorry. Here we go.
Yes. I've been watching your videos on YouTube, and I wanted to ask this question: how does a narcissistic say sorry in body language?
I thought that was an interesting question.
So how does a narcissist say sorry with their body language? So narcissistic people, I would say, it's interesting. Let me think. I like question. It's super simplistic, but it's kind of deep. I would just say the body language. Let me think real quick. Let me dig into the narcissist chest real quick, y'all. In my mind. So if I was to apologize for my body, what would I do? So narcissistic. So especially, it really depends on how they decide to apologize and what they're apologizing for. If they're apologizing for give you the silent treatment or something like that, they'll start to invade your space. You know what I mean? they'll sort of kind of bump into you and things like that. Try to force you to talk to them. Try to force them. Oh, excuse me. Try to have a reason to talk, because now we're in each other's spaces right now. So I would bump into you, like, oh, excuse me. Now I broke the side, so now that's me apologizing to you, because now I'm talking to you. You say, now if it's narcissistic rage, the way they apologize, they avoid you. Avoidance. They just avoid you until you talk to them. Like a lot of times, when the narcissistic rage gets into play, they will absolutely avoid you because they're ashamed. Shame kicks in after the rage dissipates. Shame takes over. There's a lot of shame and embarrassment for their actions, because like sometimes when a narcissistic person gets super aggressive and super angry, they absolutely lose control and whatnot, and they get embarrassed because they lost control in what they said and what they did. So they'll pretend like nothing happened. You know what I mean? They pretend like nothing happened in that space and whatnot. So body language wise, I would just say if they change their behaviors, their body language and stuff like that, those are not really apologies, yo. I know I see a bunch of people commenting that those are not really, you can't really apologize with your body without apologizing with your mouth, in your behaviors. So thanks for sending that in, yo. They never apologize. There was a plethora of those questions that popped in right there. So thanks for sending that voicemail in, y'all.
All right, let's see.
Appreciate it.
I think one of the hardest things I'm going through right now is defending my children from their parent. We were married 7 years, and I came home from work one day, and he told us he was moving out. No fight, no argument. He just said he was moving out. I could have the house and the kids and sole custody. He disappeared. We've been divorced for over a year and a half, and now he's popped back into their lives, and within the last month, and is seeing them again, and I just don't even know how to help them with their relationship with their father. That's all.
But that's rough right there. It's just in that space, because I don't know, because it was kind of vague. I don't know how he just matriculated back into their lives seemingly so easily. You know what I mean? How he just kind of just like left and then popped back up. Because sometimes you have to make them take steps in order to regain your kids' trust, because in that space right there, they can just leave again. There's some type of weird plan that's going on there. It's kind of, it could become some kind of sinister plan to get back in contact with you. So they come back into the kids' lives and then threaten to leave again unless you give them something, unless you are there for them, unless you meet them halfway or something like that. It's just like they know what they're doing in that space. A year and a half without interacting with the kids, and now he pops back up. So there has to be some type of integration period right there. I don't know how old the kids are and whatnot, but typically you should make them, if possible, if there's something you want to do, you got to talk to the kids about that first. And like, hey, look, this is what we have going on. Don't just throw your kids back into the fire with the other parent, because that could just cause a lot of emotional stress, emotional damage to them. Because more than likely, if something happens, he'll leave again. Another year and a half, 2 years. So you have to start setting boundaries. And I don't know how old your kids are, but setting boundaries, helping the kids set boundaries as well. Because they're back and forth, the threat of leaving again. You know what I mean? That could absolutely damage the children. And sometimes you get toxic, narcissistic parents that will threaten the kids, like, hey, look, if you don't act right, I'm gonna just leave again. I'm gonna leave again. I'm gonna disappear again. So they'll use that as a threat to keep the kids in a certain mindset and whatnot. So that does happen, y'all. So thanks for sending it in, but like there has to be more boundaries and a tougher way, fail safes put into place, so you just can't pop back in, because that right there just doesn't work that way. I know how he left. He left abruptly and disappeared and ghosted, but then he comes back. Nope. Because that just makes it feel like he can do it again.
Yeah, this one's sort of similar, but here's another voicemail.
Hey, Lee. Thank you so much for all you do. I've been watching your channel for a long time. I just wanted to call in. I'm in a struggle at the moment with 2 young boys at home, preteen and teenage. And about a month ago, maybe about a month and a week. My husband headed off to a mental health long-term treatment facility, and his behavior was becoming erratic like a couple months prior to him leaving. And it's just been 17 years of feeling like I'm nothing, being told that I'm nothing, that I'm a horrible mother, horrible wife. But he has not worked in 11 years. And I would say in the past 14 years, maybe 1.2 years of actually working. I have been providing for the family financially. I'm a disabled veteran. My income goes to that. All the work, I would hustle and work hard and what have you. And it just, nothing was really enough. And one day I said, you know what, I'm going to start writing down the things that are true about me, that I know that are true. Not what he says, but what I know is true. And so I started doing that. And I'd say after about 2 years, something lit up in me. I'm like, no more. I'm not doing this anymore. So he's been in treatment. He's supposed to come home next week. I told him we need to separate, which we spoke to prior, about, but he doesn't want to hear about it. He's in complete denial.
That's it.
Oh no, it's a little second to
Oh.
gather my thoughts. Damn. I don't know if y'all saw me typing in the comment section. I did type the word bum in there, B-U-M. Because that man ain't want to hear that shit about you. He coming home from the mental health or hospital or whatever, or treatment center. He didn't want to hear that. He's like, look, I've been laying on the couch. I've been doing this for 12 years. What has changed now? If you have to ask yourself that question right there. So yeah, it's great that she's asking herself, like, what's true about me? But in his mind, he don't give a fuck about what's true about you. He wants to sit on that couch and chill. He wants to be a stay-at-home. Is he a stay-at-home dad? It's just stay-at-home man. Just like, you paying all the bills. Like, that's the type of weirdo shit I see in a lot of these people talk about nowadays. They want to they want to be treated like a princess. That's weird. You get, the grown man want the princess treatment. But yeah, so it's just like, yeah, nothing is ever good enough for them because they are not doing anything. Like, there could be nothing good enough for me. So, like, imagine sitting your lazy ass on the couch all day and then complaining about what somebody else is doing. You know what I mean? That is wild. But I heard this story so many times where the person, like, the woman is working her nubs off, working her fingers to the nubs, and fucking steel-toe boots, got holes in them, all kinds of stuff, working 2 jobs. And man, just like, you gotta get home with the kids, help with their homework. Like, man, what are you doing? It's like, football's on. What do you think I'm doing? Like, and that just seems to be okay for some people for a long extended period of time. And they make you feel like you're obligated to take care of them because you just said 14 years, he's worked a year and some change sporadically. That man don't give a fuck about working. He chilling. You mean he if he want the mark that he wants to leave on this earth is his imprint in the couch. You mean that's literally, that's his legacy. He's like, I sat there for 20 years. It's just like, that's the legacy he wants to leave right there. He wants to leave his ass cheek print in a leather sofa, and that's how he wants to be memorialized right there. That right there just blows my mind. I'm not laughing at her, y'all. I know I make a lot of jokes and whatnot, but that's the mindset that goes into it sometimes, y'all. That is a wild mindset. But like, if you allow them to do that, they are going to continue to do that, because why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they do that? That's just the mindset. If you were not okay with this, why would you stay so long? So I would say to her, make the rest of your life the best of your life. Kick that man out, change the locks, make the crazy. So I'm gonna hate to say this, because y'all married, and bum ass dudes like that will try to get you for alimony and take half your retirement. Like, he gonna hit you in the head. You know what I'm saying? He gonna hit you in the head. I promise you. You know what I mean? He's absolutely going to hit you in the head. He's just like, well, I'm going to have your retirement. I'm entitled to. I've slaved in this marriage for 12 years. I'm tired of half your retirement and alimony and all kinds of stuff. So be prepared for that, because he's gonna fight you. You think he's gonna go? He will not go quietly into the night. I promise you, he won't. That's a hard fighting bum ass dude, and he's gonna fight for every dollar he feel like he's owed. You know, yeah. Yes, yes, Francis. He wants all that money. Yes.
Okay, next. Are you ready? Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Hi. It's kind of difficult what I have to say. I'm sure for a lot of people it is. I've been talking to this guy for it's almost 10 months now. We met on a dating app, and when I first started coming around, he would like yell at me and tell me to leave, and like he didn't want me there. But then he'd call me back and want me to come back. He just played games, and then like he just kept doing abusive stuff. Like he had me drink his urine, which yeah, I don't know. I'm not trying to get you guys kicked off your show by saying stuff. So he wanted to have anal, and that's been consistent. Like that's all he wants. And oh God, this is difficult. Yeah, I should have cut it off a long time ago. I noticed the red flags, but I like him. I still like him, and he told me that his mother was a narcissist early on in the relationship, and like he has the family or the childhood with like trauma or whatever, attachments, whatever. Like he has his grandmother blanket from when she passed away years ago. Just I don't know, just a lot of. I know he's a narcissist, put it like that, and I know I should cut him off, but it's not that easy. And I'm wondering, my main question is, how did you know to start therapy? Like, did somebody point you in the direction for your therapy, like your wife, or like somebody pointed out your behavior and suggested that you get help?
So goodness, that was a lot right there, y'all. So I'm not gonna say this person is beyond help, but the pissing, that kind of threw me for a loop right there. That's just So I feel like I could focus on the narcissistic person, but I feel like he's got some super childhood trauma where he's sexually depraved and he's a sexual deviant. I would more focus on her and ask her questions like, why are you willing to tolerate this? Because in these situations right here, I can say all I want to about him, but there's no fixing that person because he thinks you're accepting what he's dishing and pissing. You know, he feel like you're accepting of that. And that gets worse. That's that person who's going to start beating your ass and just like thinking you like it, you know, and you don't like it, and you stay with him. He doesn't care. You see what I'm saying? People like that live for you to serve them. And that's like a different level. It's kind of like you joined a cult of one person. You know, you in a cult membership with one person. Like the entry fee is for him to piss on you. That's like R. Kelly type shit. You see what I'm saying? It's just in that space. So I would focus more on her and asking her to go get therapy and not focus on him getting help, because he has a lot of shit to work through. That's a lot. Those are layers upon layers upon layers of stuff. Because like even in my story, I wasn't that dark right there. I wasn't just thinking about, you know what, I'm gonna piss on you today. That's never crossed my mind, you know, or just just the other depravity and stuff like that. There's just wildness right there. So I just feel like I would tell her to focus on her getting help, because she needs to get some help too. We can focus on him all day and just like, hey, he's narcissist, he's nasty, he does this and does that. But I would focus on her and ask her why she's willing to tolerate that behavior, even from the very beginning. You see what I'm saying? Because typically in the very beginning, it's supposed to be good. And that's why when people are asking me questions about narcissists, like, it was always good. It's always good in the beginning. I say not necessarily. It's not always good in the beginning, because if you have some stuff going on, they can treat you badly. They can treat you horribly from the beginning and make you feel like you have to earn their love from scratch. You know, You have to earn my love from the beginning in that space right there. So they make you feel like you have to earn it, y'all. So that goes go into it right there. You know, that's wildness. But like, I wish her the best. Please go talk to a therapist. And yeah.
All right, so we have one more voicemail for the night, and then maybe we could do my favorite video, and then
Yeah.
rapid fire.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was a very nice person in the beginning, love bombing, everything. Like, it was literally like it was too good to be true. Like, he was literally like the perfect man. He pretty much told me about his exes and how they were all crazy. They all cheated on him. And I'm over here thinking, like, oh my gosh, like, he's such a great person. Like, why would they cheat on him? Why would they do something like that to him? I wanted to be that rock for him and everything, you know, that wasn't going to go nowhere or anything like that. And little did I know that he was cheating on me, but I didn't find out any of that stuff till later down the line. Yeah, we were dating, we were in a relationship and everything. A few months go by, I find out that I'm pregnant with our first child. And that was around the time when he also proposed to me. He told me that the woman that he gets pregnant is the woman that he marries, that he's going to marry. And hence, I got pregnant, so hence he married me. I had gotten a call from his sister and come to find out that he was actually talking to his sister's best friend because she reached out to me. I got a chance to talk directly to her. And mind you, at the time he was at work and we were already married and everything. So, yeah, so pretty much I had confronted him about it. He looked me in my eyes and lied to me. He was like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Then I showed him the messages, and then that's when he had a look on his face like, oh, crap, I'm caught. So me, I'm pregnant, full of hormones, and I'm pissed and I'm hurt. I was going to call the marriage off. And pretty much he was just like, no, don't. He's like, no, this is the first time I've been a husband. I've never done this before. This is all new to me and everything. And that was pretty much his excuse. And I was upset with him, but I never looked at him the same. But I still gave him a chance because I looked at it as, okay, men mess up. Men fuck up pretty much. You know, but little did I know he was cheating on me again. A few months later, grabbed his phone. I knew his password, went through his phone. His Snapchat was popping. Like, I mean, his Snapchat was booming. Over 30 different women that he was talking to, which dated back to the beginning of our relationship when we first got together. He never cut these women.
Because I'm new to being a husband.
Mm-hmm.
That's unique right there, y'all. He said, I'm new to this, so I'm cheating. I hear some new stuff all the time. I talked to thousands of people over the last few years, but that's the first time I think I've ever heard it. It's like, I'm cheating because I'm new to this marriage thing. It's my first marriage, and I don't know how to act. Like, what the fuck? I feel like that to love. What did your vows say? What were in the vows? What did your vows say? Hey, you gonna mess up. You gonna cheat a little bit, but let them know you love them. No, his Snapchat was popping. So that doesn't get. Is she still married? Because she said first child. So there's multiple.
Yeah, I'm not sure. She didn't say. They were
But
still.
just that she just it's kind of leading on like there was a multiple children. You know, it wasn't just one. She's like multiple. She's like, oh, this is our first child. I got pregnant with our first. So either she's planning on staying or there's multiple kids. Just in that space right there. So it just seems like that doesn't get better, you know, because he keeps making up excuses and just to get into that space where he's probably gonna think that like this is cool, like this relationship, how things are going, this is absolutely fine right here, you know, this is like I can cheat and get away with it and I just got to use the family as an excuse. So I just like this is everybody gonna have their own different opinion here, and this is just my opinion, just mine, y'all. Y'all got to stop forgiving cheaters so much, y'all. Y'all have got to stop doing that shit so much because they're gonna keep cheating. Why would they stop, y'all? I'm being realistic. It sounds mean, but why would they stop cheating? I know why you would stop cheating, because you love them, you care about them. They don't give a fuck. They're gonna keep cheating. Why would they stop it, y'all? Like actually, ask yourself, why would they stop? If I've cheated before, why would I stop? And you forgiven me. Why would I stop doing this? Why would I stop doing what I've been forgiven for? You know, why would I stop doing what I've been forgiven for consistently? So they're going to keep doing it, y'all. And this is me telling you, if you have one kid and they cheating and doing bullshit to you, don't do it again. Don't have two. Don't have three, because the more kids you feel like, the more kids you have, the more you feel like you're stuck with this person, and then the more they feel like you're stuck with them too. So it gives them the excuse to keep doing that BS to you. It gives them the excuse to keep messing with you and just doing horrible things to you. You know, that person doesn't want to be committed to you. He just wants to feel like he owns you and you belong to him. You know what I mean? Just in that unique space right there. So y'all just, just be very careful in these situations. Just protect your peace, protect yourself, y'all. Seriously.
All right, so before we do the favorite video, I just wanted to announce I'm 31 days no contact.
Oh yay, 31 days.
Yeah, still going up. And the Stay Count app has been very helpful, so I like that. If you guys are interested in that, more information on that, let me know. And put your no contact in the comments and all that, because it's kind of fun to see. It's interesting to see how long people are going no contact, and gives some encouragement as well. All right, so here's my favorite video of the week.
So why is somebody like you single? Next question. Okay, well, thanks for taking me to the park for our first date. I love walks in the park. I actually hate walking, but my car got repossessed, so I really didn't have a choice. Oh my God, they repossessed your car? Why? Apparently, if you don't pay them for 6 months, they come and get it. But look, I had it hid at my mama's house though, and they still found it. Oh, wow. Okay, well, at least you have a good relationship with your mom, right? No, my mama hate me. She the one who told her where the car was at. Oh my God. Well, I'm a lawyer. What do you do for a living? Well, I actually trade penny stocks. I learned from the Wolf of Wall Street. I'm not as good though. I almost don't want to ask this. Like, where do you live at? Actually, in between houses right now. In between houses. What? My mom and my aunt live next door to each other. In that little space between the houses, I got a tent there. You have a tent between your mom and your aunt's house. Well, I was living in the car before it got towed.
Oh yeah, all right. I like that one. I saw that one.
I was living in the car before it got towed. Funny story. The Wolf of Wall Street. But when I made that video, I think from last year or year before. The Wolf of Wall Street. His wife is actually a therapist now.
Oh no.
Yeah, his wife is a psychologist. Like the one, not just the movie. The actor. What's her damn name? Margot Robbie. She played his wife. She's like a psychotherapist right now in real life. She just wrote a book. She we followed you on Instagram, so shout out to her. She sent me a message. She's like, yeah, my ex-husband is Jordan Belfort. I'm like, wait, what? Really? I'm like, oh, you the Nadine? That's Nadine right there. It's wild. So the Wolf of Wall Street's like his wife actually divorced him, and she's a psychotherapist now, helping people deal with narcissists and toxic people. So it's just wild. So shout out to her. Nadine, her name, Dr. Nadine. I can't think of her last name. Dr. Google Wolf of Wall Street's wife. She's literally a psychotherapist right now.
Let's see. I'll look real quick. Wall Street wife. Nadine.
Yeah, her name is Nadine.
Nadine. Macaloso.
Yeah, that's how you. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, I follow her. Macalusco. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. She is literally a psychotherapist now, so it's wow. The Wolf of Wall Street's wife, his ex-wife, is a therapist. So y'all see how that happens. Like real life, little narcissist changed her she went to the other side. She's helping people. But yeah, shout out to her.
I feel like or with this experience, I've become an expert in with all the videos and everything I watch. Like they have that meme or something that says went for love and came out with a psychology
a degree in narcissistic personality disorder.
Yeah, narcissistic personality disorder.
But, specialize in it.
All right, so next we got some rapid fires. Thank you guys for putting some questions here in the comments.
We're doing rapid fire Q&A over on YouTube, y'all. If y'all watching on TikTok or Instagram, we can't put them on the screen from those two channels. So hop over to the YouTube channel. It's at Mental Illness over there. So just check it out. Check me out over here. Or on Facebook, Mental Illness, same name. The same name on TikTok is the same name on YouTube and Facebook. Okay. The rage started whenever I requested anything. Can we go out to dinner? Are you getting me a birthday present? You see that? So the rage started in that situation right there because you're asking for things. You see what I'm saying? It's just like you ask me to do, because when you ask for that stuff, it's gonna sound weird, but you make it's like you're criticizing him, like he's not doing enough for you. It's just like if you ask me for it, it's like I'm not doing enough for you. Am I not good enough for you? You see what I'm saying? It's like, am I not good enough for you? And you are no. You say they attack you because now you make them feel like they're not good enough. So it's just really it seems super simplistic. Like, why are you so mad when they ask you to do stuff for me? Because they take it as an insult because you make them feel like they're not doing enough for you. Yeah, that's what the mind goes to right there. It's at mental illness queen something. Same name. Just type in, go to YouTube, put at mental illness. It pops up. Or Lee Hammock. Okay. Josh says, another question. What is the difference between a narcissist versus antisocial versus borderline? So that right there, so that's kind of super complicated because you mixed in four personality disorders. All of those right there are part of the cluster B personality disorders, though. So all of those can be very similar in and of themselves. It's kind of hard to differentiate between all of those because you get histrionic people, like possibly like Amber Heard, to get mixed up with narcissistic people. You see what I'm saying? Everybody thinks Amber Heard's a narcissist, but she's histrionic. Johnny Depp might be a narcissist, but that's a whole different story. You see in that space right there. So that right there is just it would better serve you to ask that question on Google, because like all of those are part of cluster B personality disorders. It's just like just like Jazzy said, they all overlap. There's all like is certain things that make them different, So shout out to April Morgan. What's going on, girl? How you doing?
Yeah, thanks. Speaking as becoming a new member, tonight we're going to actually be doing an after show, a VIP members only after show. And we're going to, Lee's going to, as part of those perks, we're going to bring somebody in to do a one-on-one after the show. And they'll get a personalized one-on-one for being a member. So you guys come on in and, sometimes we'll randomly be picking somebody to come in to the live. And that's one of the perks. Do you want to talk about any other perks that are going on for members?
So we're also doing another giveaway. Yeah, we're giving away a red flag, and I think I got another self-love journal. I have one more self-love journal left, so we'll give away a self-love journal as well. Yeah, so just join the memberships. We do random drawings and stuff like that. So the after show will be like for members only. The members is just like no, it'll be another link up here in a little bit. Prosperous Queen. So y'all join the YouTube channel.
Yeah, the way it'll work is after the show ends, in about 10 minutes, another live will pop up, and then we'll come back 10 to 15 minutes. We'll come back up, and for the members only, and the members will be able to join the live. So
yeah, it's really good. It's gonna be a good one-on-one too. So
okay.
So my question is: can victims start picking up narc traits as a result of being in a narc relationship for so long? Yes. They call those narcissistic fleas. Do you have flea, like if you lay down with a dirty dog or dirty animal, you get fleas? The same thing. The longer you lay down with a narcissistic person, the more likely you are to start acting like them and picking up toxic narcissistic traits. You can pick up some narcissistic traits and you will start looking like a narcissist, y'all. And that's when you get a lot of people that type into the chat, well, can two narcissists be together? Because I feel like I start acting like a narcissist, because you are acting like a narcissist because you might be with one. You know what I'm saying? You're acting like a narcissist because you might be with one.
I can relate with like that with the end, because I felt like all the mind games and stuff that were kind of being played. I could relate with that feeling of thinking, why am I doing this? This isn't me. Like, I don't normally behave this way or do. I remember thinking that.
Yeah. So you just like, this is not how I act. This is not who I am. Yeah, it is. It is now. You see what I'm saying? But it's kind of like this. Once you give yourself, I call it a narcissistic flea bath, and you get away from the person, it allows you the space and the grace to heal in these situations, y'all. So you're not just dealing with a narcissistic toxic person. It gives you the space to heal away from it, because the further you get away from it, like the fleas die and get off of it. So you have to take the initiative to get away from it. You just do. If you don't, I'm just telling you, you start acting narcissistic, and then you'll get caught on camera acting narcissistic, and then guess what happens? They got you. You got you. Y'all seen that Kanye West sound? Got you. That's exactly how to do it to you. They got you. Just in that space right there. So that happens a lot, y'all. So thank you for that question. That's a good question. Yeah, no narcissistic fleas.
So this video will be here. It'll remain on the channel. So just it'll still be up. It's not going away, so you can watch it later.
What's the difference between a loser, deadbeat, and a narcissist? I mean, there doesn't have to be a difference, y'all. You get a lot of narcissists who are deadbeats and losers and things like that. There doesn't have to be necessarily be a difference. But I feel like don't necessarily focus on the word narcissist so much. Focus on the behaviors, y'all. A lot of narcissistic, toxic behaviors make you a loser and a deadbeat. You know what I'm saying? Not all deadbeats and losers are narcissists, but you get a lot of narcissists who tend to be losers and deadbeats because of that type of stuff right there. Because of the toxic narcissistic traits and whatnot. So it just, there doesn't have to necessarily be a difference, but don't focus on the title, focus on the behaviors. How do you handle the smear campaign and losing mutual friends after ending things with a narc? So I actually just posted a video about this on my YouTube channel today. And of course you missed it, Nia. I see you missed it. But the smear campaign, y'all, is typically the best way is just ignoring the smear campaign unless it's ruining your life or your reputation or something like that. It's causing you emotional distress. Typically, you can just ignore it. I promise you. But dealing with you losing the friends, this is my mindset right here, y'all. If you you did, why you asking the question then? You said you did watch it. You said you did watch it. I'm sorry. Where my mind go? So you use the loss of a friendship as like you use the smear campaign as a life filter. Like if they listen to this person and they believe this person without coming to you and they just randomly believe this person, they just filter themselves out of your life. It's kind of like, how people used to search for gold back in the day and they had the little filter pans and they dip the water, they dip the pot, the little pan in the mud and they filter it out and everything falls out except the gold. This happens right there. This what the smear campaign does. It filters everything out except the gold. The people who are left after the smear campaign belong in your life. They belong in your life. And it's so easy to say that. And I know it's hard to deal with, but it's part of it right there. They belong in your life. You know what I mean? They do belong in your life. Like there's people who stay, the people who come out, the people who remain after the smear campaign, they belong in your life. Shout out to Caitlin for joining. Appreciate it. And Teresa Bear.
Thank you guys so much for joining the channel.
Yeah, appreciate y'all. But yeah, it happens all the time. So the smear campaign, it sucks, but sometimes there's a benefit to it. Like, oh, y'all gonna believe them, not talk to me? Bet, got some for your ass. Peace. Have a guy who loves me to death but keeps gravitating to the narcissist. Why is it so hard to leave them alone? Have a guy who loves me to death. So this is my situation right here. I'm gonna tell you to leave him alone. You know what I mean? Because he can't love you to death and keep gravitating towards her, because that seems like that's narcissistic in him. You know what I'm saying? Because narcissistic people are very good at compartmentalizing. They're just like, oh, I can care about you and gravitate towards her at the same time. I'm not saying that he's a narcissist, but that in and of itself can be a toxic behavior, because it seems like if he doesn't leave you alone and keep gravitating towards her, that's keeping you around. You know what I mean? That's keeping you in this orbit around him. Sometimes you have to break free of this person and just leave him alone, because he doesn't think he's going to lose you. Because if I can gravitate over here, that means I don't think I'm going to lose what's over there. If I can gravitate over, if I can float over here, that means I don't think this is what I leave behind. I think it's going to be there when I get back. So you might have to separate yourself from the situation. I know love, y'all be out, y'all. Sooner or later, y'all get to the point where y'all realize that love is not enough. It just isn't.
Mm-hmm.
Love is just not enough. Shout out y'all for joining the membership, y'all. But love it just is, y'all. Someone said to me they want to be remembered as a kind person. Is that a red flag? What are their actions saying? Because those words seem, it's kind of weird to say, but could they mean that? Yeah, they could mean that I want to be remembered as a kind person. What are their actions saying? If they've treated you horribly and they said it at the end of the relationship, then yeah, that's. But it's too late to see the red flag there at the end. On the way out the door, it's just like, I know I've cheated on you 14 times. But I want to be remembered as a kind person. Okay, got that? Yeah, that's different on the way out. On the way in, I was just kind of, it's just let the red flag radar, just let the radar go off. You know what I mean? Like a little sonar, like boop, boop. It's hitting something. It's hitting something. You just don't know what it is, you know. Is it common for narcissists to blame being under the influence of alcohol or drugs for their behavior? Yeah, it is. That is super common. Y'all. You'd be surprised how often you hear narcissistic people blaming their behaviors on being drunk or under the influence of something else. Like, I was just drunk and I just appeared in this other girl's bed. I don't know how I got there 4 times. I just keep getting drunk. You know, just like they will blame it on that, y'all. But it gets into that space where they just say they are alcoholics. Is that something you really want to deal with for an extended period of time for just your boyfriend you just met a couple months ago? You see what I'm saying? Weigh your options in these spaces, y'all. Why do narcissists act like their kids exist one minute and the next but don't, but then want to act like if they haven't been neglectful to them? So narcissistic people, like, if the kids are serving a purpose in their life, they will want to be around them. You know, if I can use the kids to make me look good or to get new supply, yeah, I'm all around the kids. I'm showing pictures of the kids online, like, I got my babies, you know, seeing one time a year, like, my babies, I miss y'all so much. Can't wait to see you again next year. You know what I mean? My baby got so big since last time I saw her. You know, like, it's been a year. Don't they grow. You been at, you know. But as long as they serve them, they'll use them. That's why I said you have to have boundaries. Like, they keep coming in and out. The in and out stuff will mess with you, y'all. I'm being real with you. It'll mess with the kids too, though. No. And speaking of kids, before we get to the next question, my kids' book is out, y'all. My kids' book. We wrote the kids' book. It's called Remember It's Not Your Fault. It is out on Amazon right now. Remember, it's not your fault. It's out on Amazon right now to help kids understand that you are not in control of the circumstances that you were born into. You know, you are not in control of those circumstances you were born into. So I'm gonna drop the link for the Amazon link in the comment section, y'all, so y'all can check that out. So go check it out. So just got released today, fresh off the press.
That's exciting.
Appreciate it. My narc ex that I have a baby with suggested couples counseling. Is it worth trying? I feel like that's a question you got to answer. Is it worth trying for you? What would be the goal of couples counseling? Why are y'all not a couple right now? You know, I just feel like if it was so horrible that the only way back in is couples counseling, I wouldn't do it. That's just my perspective.
Okay, we have one more question. Let's see.
Is adrenal fatigue a symptom of narcissistic abuse? So I'm not. So that's outside of my purview. I'm not even sure what adrenal fatigue is. I know being in narcissistic abuse can cause you mental health, and it can affect your mental and physical health. Brain damage is a sign of narcissistic abuse. You see what I'm saying? Because they can actually damage your frontal lobe from always being in a perpetual state of fight or flight. You know, the stress from a toxic relationship can actually cause you brain damage. So think about that from that perspective right here, y'all. You're giving up your brain health for love. You know, you're giving up your memory for love. So April said adrenal fatigue is coming. So April said, yeah. So thank you, April. So it is coming. So thanks, April.
I can relate with it.
You can? Okay. Just you.
I can definitely relate with that. Just like chronic fatigue, you know, the heavy depression that doesn't make sense. You know, I definitely can relate with that. Not understanding why you're feeling this way even when it's over. You know, it's very, very exhausting. And it takes time to heal from it. So just take care of yourself. Yeah. So you like lost 70 pounds. Yeah, it's hard, you know, in that depressed state.
Yeah, they said it's the best weight loss plan is a breakup.
Yeah.
You know, a breakup is the best weight loss plan. Like, I need a great diet to make me lose 70 pounds. Hey, break up with your boyfriend real quick. You know, hey, your boyfriend cheat on you. Yeah, hey, your wife leave you. You lose. You drop the weight quick as hell. You know, just in that space right there.
Yeah. All right, so that's our last question. Thank you guys for joining. I don't know if you have anything else you want to say.
Oh, that's pretty much. So if y'all have experienced narcissistic rage, y'all. So in the beginning of a relationship, if they rage on you in the beginning, they will keep raging on you. If you experience narcissistic rage or any type of abuse early on, don't continue that relationship, y'all. Because so many people like that. When I talk to people, when I'm doing Zoom calls with people, that'd be one of the biggest regrets that people have is staying when they should have left early on. I knew I should have left early on when he smacked me after our first date. I'm like, wait. And people will have that biggest regret of staying for 2, 3, 4, 10, 15, 20 years later, and that just drives, they can mess with people, y'all. They really can't mess with people. So just like rage is not like, if they're raging and those hands go anywhere in here, call the goddamn police, press charges, and protect yourself. Seriously. You deserve to live. Yeah, you deserve to live a good, healthy life. If you have kids, just think about this right here. Your kids are gonna grow up without one of their parents because both of their parents, the other one goes to jail or kills themselves. Like the kids are gonna grow up without one or both of their parents because for love. You see what I'm saying? Don't do that shit.
We have one more question that people are requesting here in the comments. So this was from Jersey originally. They say, why do they replace you so fast?
They replace you. Just one of the reasons narcissistic people replace you so fast is to deal with the shame, or to deal with the emotions from this relationship right here. They, instead of dealing with it and processing it and taking time to heal, I just throw myself into a new relationship. No, instead of dealing with the breakup here, I would rather focus on love bombing here, because love bomb, which feels better, dealing with hurt and breakup? No. Love bombing feels better, of course. So I'd rather deal with the love bombing than the breakup. So no, yeah, there you go. I would rather do the love bombing than the breakup. They move on fast to heal or avoid.
Yeah, and then does that really? I mean, do you really move on when you're doing that? Like when you're
No, that's the problem. They use other people to heal, and they don't really heal.
Okay.
That's why people just like, oh, are they treating the next person better? No, it looks better because it's fresh, it's new. They're trying to get over you. You're trying to get over the end of the relationship. So yeah, it looks better, it feels better, but like it looks better on the outside looking in. But typically, because they haven't healed, it typically only gets worse in that space right there.
I can't understand it because I even tried to go on dates, and I can't. It's like I'm just repulsed almost. Like I have no desire to date anybody right now. Now I just want to be left alone, and I'm like don't mind talking a little bit to some people, but I don't really care to either. Like
gotta heal first.
Yeah, I have no desire. I want to just get my life back together.
Yeah, you gotta heal first. Healing first. Healing season.
All right.
Yeah.
The show.
So thank y'all so much for tuning into this show, like I said, and whatnot. We're about to say we're gonna do our live members only show over here on the YouTube channel. So if y'all on TikTok, hop over to YouTube or whatever. Next like 5-10 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, I'd say like at 10 minutes for sure. The link should be up, and come on in, or in the next 5-10 minutes it should be up there, but we might not be there for like 10 minutes. So
okay, so where you gonna put the link at? You gonna put it in the YouTube channel?
Yeah, we can put it in the description in this video too, like the link, and pin the comment if that's a good way to find. Oh, and we're in the community tab too. We can.
Okay, yeah, we can do that there. Just go to the community tab on the YouTube channel, y'all, and whatnot. So we're gonna do a one-on-one breakdown in the after show. So thank y'all for tuning in. Like if you're want to join the membership, I'll put, like I said, the membership. I'll put the link in here one more time, and then we're gonna hop off here for a few minutes and be right back.
Yep, be right back. Thank you guys.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Waving the red flag with your